Welcome to the YouTube channel of Bryony Rose. Follow her adventures supporting the musicals. You can see her, you've heard her in the famous West End Theatre. Welcome to the YouTube channel of Bryony Rose. Vlogs of people she met at the stage door of Aunt Juliet, in the Daisy queue for ticks to support the Queendom of Six. Welcome to the YouTube channel of Bryony Rose.
Hey guys, it's Bryony Rose here, and for today's video I thought I would talk about my top 10 moments in Six Musical. So as you guys know, I'm a huge Six Musical fan. I love Six Musical, and if you are new to my channel, I make a lot of Six content and just like general musical theatre content. But yeah, so for today's video I thought I'd do my top 10 moments. So I do love the whole show, but these are just 10 moments that stand out for me. And just before I get into this video, I just want to say a big thank you for the fact that I've got 8,000 subscribers. It's so crazy to me that 8,000 of you actually want to subscribe and watch my videos. I'm so grateful, so thank you so much for that. And also, I have a new intro, so you probably have already heard it just a second ago, but I have a lovely new intro. Credits to the amazing Tim Mahendran from Aunt Juliet. He wrote me a new intro for my channel, and I literally am obsessed. I love it so much, so big thank you for him for that, and I really hope you guys liked it. So yeah, let's get on to the video. Just before I start this video, I just want to give a disclaimer that there will be spoilers related to the show. So if you haven't seen the show yet, then make sure that you do watch it before you watch this video, just in case you don't want to be spoiled about the ending or the kind of storyline that happens in Six. Also, I probably have forgotten a few, so feel free to let me know your favourite moments down below. So my first top 10 moment from Six Musical is the opening with the spotlights. So if you have seen the show, then you'll be familiar with this setup, where at the very start all the queens walk out through the curtain, and then there's a spotlight on them as they say that iconic divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. And it is so powerful, and like as an opening it's just so bold. Also do like a particular pose, and I'll actually put a post here if I can find it, which was actually a bit of a description as to why they do the poses they do, which I thought was really fascinating. But I just think it was really iconic and like such a strong start, and for that is in my top 10 favourite moments. So my second top 10 moment from Six Musical would have to be the iconic No Way dance break. So this happens near the end of No Way, and it's so fun to watch on stage, them all kind of bopping it and being all sassy, and the moves are so good, and like the choreography for that part is amazing, and it's just like a great little part for them all to come together and dance, and I love it. And it's something you don't really get to obviously see when you listen to it in the soundtrack, but then when you're watching it live, it's like such a great point where they're all just like bopping it out. I just think it's so sassy and I love it. So my third top 10 moment from Six Musical would have to be in Get Down, where Cleves chooses someone to stand up and dance with her. So I've actually had quite a lot of questions before on my channel regarding this, because not as many of you knew about it, so I thought I'd do a little bit of an explanation if you didn't know. So in Get Down, near the end, Cleves encourages someone from the front row, which tends to be, it really varies, but it's between centre and like slightly to the right, to stand up and dance with her, and you just kind of get to feel the music for a few beats. It's not that long, and then you get told to sit back down again. But it's such a great way to interact with your audience, and it's really exciting if you've got chosen. They actually got chosen on the very first show of Courtney and Danielle, where there was like Toby and Lucy in the audience and so many other iconic people, and just imagine the fact they all just stared at me during this moment as I like bopped out was really insane to think about. So my fourth top 10 moment would have to be the Tinder swipe in House of Holbein. So this is a really cool effective scene, and I found it so funny when I watched it the first time. So this happens during House of Holbein. It's not in the album, but it's a little bit of dialogue that takes place just near the end of the song, but the song's like split in two. So the queens are kind of like talking about like these new wives that are like gonna, like Henry VIII is gonna be like his new fifth wife, and they like choose someone to get up and they go like swipe, and it's really funny because actually in the background there's lights, there's like a green and a red one, and they either swipe right or left according to like if Henry wants to date her, and it's a really fun and like modern twist. And I think it's quite cool how obviously Henry VIII and like the history is obviously a long time ago, but it's bringing some modern kind of vibe, and just uniqueness to the show by having like a Tinder style dating kind of app, which I just thought was really funny. So my fifth top 10 moment would have to be the Par phone take. So this is like the iconic Par phone take, and like this would have to be in my top 10. If it wasn't, I don't know why it wouldn't be. This is like the best thing ever. So if you don't know, at the end of the Mega 6, Par will take someone's phone from the audience and will film like the final part of the Mega 6, where she'll like pan around to the different people on the stage. They may wave or kiss or do anything really. It really depends. It's very creative. And then you get your phone back, and it's just a really nice part of your footage where it really feels like you're on the stage, and it's really cool and really special. So I just think this is an amazing idea. I remember the first time I got my phone taken was actually for Danielle's first show. So it was her very first show on as Par. So this wasn't actually that long ago, and I remember she took my phone and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And like watching the footage back and like seeing them wave, it's so cool, and it's really cool idea that Six did it. And I think it's really fun then when you get to watch Mega 6s online and you get to see people's phone getting taken. So yeah, that would have to be in my top 10 favourite moments. So my sixth top 10 moment from Six Musical would have to be the jacket coming off in Get Down. So this was something that is so powerful and so sassy, and I remember the first time it happened, I was like shook. And now like I love how people cheer when it happens. The moment when I first went, people obviously were like so shocked. Now we kind of, if you've gone before, you know it's happening, so you can like give it a big whoop, and it's just so powerful. In the show in Get Down, Cleves is singing, and she's like, as he takes my fur, and she takes off, well, she doesn't take off her jacket, the queens take off her jacket for her, and as they take off her jacket, everyone's like, oh, as you were. And it's so powerful. And actually in the Broadway production they've actually changed this slightly, but I won't give any spoilers to this because obviously I haven't seen the Broadway production, but if you have seen it there, then you know they have actually changed this reveal, and there's now a new outfit, which I think is really cool and something I wonder if they will bring to the West End. So my seventh top 10 moment would have to be the confetti. So this happens at the end of Six, and I just love it. I think it's gold, it's glittery, it's pretty, and I just love how it happens. It's at the very end of Six, they all have this like really strong power pose, and then the confetti comes, and it's just a really lovely kind of end, although it isn't the end of the musical, but it feels really powerful, really cool. And you can pick up confetti. I end up with confetti in my hair at the end, and it's just lovely. I think gold is a really lovely colour, it represents royalty, it represents kind of like the power of all these queens, and it's just nice to just see confetti. I think it looks very aesthetically pleasing, so for that I'm going to put the confetti in my top 10 favourite moments. So my eighth top 10 moment from Six would have to be the part where Par is on her own. She's to the side of the stage and all the queens are kind of talking in a little huddle, and it's the part where Par's like, I don't know why we're doing this, like why are we competing against each other, and they're all whispering to each other. And the funniest thing about this is that a lot of them ad-lib, and I actually didn't really realise they were doing this until I went a few times, and if you sit close to the front you can hear them. So when they're in this huddle they say some really funny things, and I remember one that one of them said, I think it was Vicky, which was on as Howard was, and she said like, I think we're 5 now, and they all went and harmonised and they were like 5, and it was just so funny. And it's one of those things, obviously when you see the show a few times, not many things sometimes change, so that part is always really unique, and it really depends who's on and who's kind of like playing a little bit around with the script, and it's really funny. So make sure if you ever watch Six, listen out for what they say during this part because it's really hilarious. So my ninth top 10 moment would have to be at the start of Six. So this is a really special moment for me, and Six is one of my favourite songs. So during this part, one queen will start singing and they'll be like, we're one of a kind, and then another queen will like join them and be like, no category, another queen and another queen and another queen, and it's just really cute. And when you watch it on stage, it just shows this like friendship bond. They're all hugging each other, and the fact they all like come in at different points and then they harmonise, it's just really cute. And like my little heart just like is like, oh, like it's so sweet, and it's just so like you can just tell the chemistry on the stage. And I think it's a really lovely point where all the queens have like made up, and it's just a really nice collective kind of calmness, and I just think it's really sweet. And on stage I just remember just wanting to sob, it was so beautiful. So yeah, that would have to be one of my top 10 moments. So my final top 10 moment would have to be the moment when they realised that they'd basically been doing this whole competition for nothing and they shouldn't be comparing each other. So during this part, they all go to separate parts of the stage and they just sit there or stand there and they just wait, because they're like, what do we do? And it's so funny. So I've seen this quite a few times done differently depending on like which production, but sometimes they drag it out for like 20 seconds and you just sit there like, what's going on? And sometimes they're like rocking back and forth, or they're checking their shoes, or they're having a drink of water, and it's just really funny and you don't know whether to laugh or to like just awkwardly just go, oh, what's going on? And I remember when I went one of the times, someone next to me hadn't seen the show and they were like, oh, is this not meant to happen? Because they act it really well that you, for a second you think, oh my gosh, this is not meant to happen during the show, but obviously it's planned, that's what's meant to happen. I just think it's really funny and it's just a good laugh seeing them kind of play around and be a little bit creative. I remember one time, I don't know who it was, I think it could have been Vicky, but I can't remember, was like knocking their head against the side of the stage and I just couldn't stop laughing. And me and Izzy always like will point out different things. Courtney Bowman was like bouncing her skirt one time and it's just so funny. So yeah, that would have to be in my top 10 favourite moments. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. They were my top 10 favourite moments. There's probably more that I've missed out, so do let me know down below which ones are your favourite moments. If you did like this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you for another fun video soon. Bye!